Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is the first video up on the channel for a little bit. I was debating not really posting anything for the week, but I figured I should give a bit of an update video for what's going on for me. Nothing dangerous, the channel's not going anywhere. This is just like things have not been great with the game lately, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with that, and not been successful so far, but we're working on it. Yeah, there's a couple things to cover in this video. I'm going to get like the me stuff out of the way first. But what this video is going to be is just kind of talking about my relationship with the game lately. And then why I personally think that this is in this current phase, this current state that it is, this is the worst FC/FIFA that we've ever had. This is certainly my least favorite, but I think it's by every objective measure that I can think of, the worst. But I don't want this to be too negative. There's been a lot of negativity with my live streams lately, and I don't want to be putting that kind of stuff out still. So to kind of start, I want the channel to be a little bit more positive again. I've talked about this pretty much every single video of the last little bit, and I've failed. I'm not quite sure what the adjustment's going to be. I think what I need to do is just find some true, complete, and consistent way of going, this is about the gameplay, this is about making pretty stuff happen on screen, about nice stuff, beautiful goals, nice stuff going on, that even if I'm I'm playing the game a little bit restricted, trying to use a certain information or only play with like some of the nicer goals being scored. And if that means I only score 2 or 3 a game, then we might just have to accept that it's less competitive. The channel should be less competitive if I'm trying to do that stuff. So put less of a weight on, the 15 of those or anything like that. But I've not been successful at that yet, and of course I happen to the game, and we struggle with that, but making beautiful stuff in this game is, in and of itself, basically impossible, and that's what I want the crux of this video to be about. There's been some negativity with me saying that stuff, and it being responded to, so I just want us to kind of come together and go, like, we're trying our best here. We don't need the negativity, the down, any of that stuff around the channel for what that is. Some people have just been going like, that's cope. I'm like, yeah, but, and you can always have this kind of conversation, right? But I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying to do something different. And somebody else is like, yeah, but here's this person who went 15-0 with, a 3-4-1-2, so they can get an even harder to work formation than your 4-3-3. And I'm like, well, how many of their players were finesse plus? And they go, how many of your players are press proven plus? Like, you complain about people just spamming finesses, but you spam dribbling in the same way. And I'm like, well, yeah, but and you can just kind of go like back and forth in that way, like we all do our little things. And yeah, I use the dribbling mechanics, absolutely. There's downsides, or you can criticize that in a way of like you specialize too much in one way, so you can't really complain that others also only have one play style. And I'm like, but mine's different. But also, yeah, I get what you mean. Anyway, this game's not worth it. I say this pretty much every video as well. If you are enjoying any other game, the Game of the Year awards just came out recently. Go play Clair Obscure 33 Expedition, whatever the full name of that one is. That looks like a fun one. Go play Silksong. Go play a better game. Because it's gaming, it is your time off, it is your free time away from work, it is whatever you do to get your enjoyment, your relaxation, your whatever. This game's not worth it. I appreciate all of you that are sticking around, that are still watching the content, even as I see, like, I get messages from you. Less and less of you who are tuning into the live streams are continuing to play the game anymore. You just kind of watch me and don't, like, you even get out of the habit of checking the content every day, Like, it's just not going to be worth it again and again and again. Anyway, again, starting this video off with some of the negativity, but I just want to explain some of the stuff of, like, I'm not planning on going anywhere. We might do, like, instead of 3 or 4 hours of live streaming FIFA, maybe we should do like 3 hours for FIFA and 1 hour of a different game or something, or some other way to just kind of get our mind off the game or get something more positive going on. I want to find out another way to get my content going. Again, I've not been able to think of any tutorials to make for a while. This is a channel I really like putting those tutorials out. It's easier at the start of the year, of course. But I still want to be making them, and I just, I'm not good enough to get anything going on the pitch to make a tutorial of. I can't explain to you, like, this is what I'm doing. It's just kind of either I play an easy enough opponent where I'm like, I could make a tutorial out of this one, but this isn't, like, a difficult match. This is a cup match, like a silver tournament or something, where it was easier. Or I play the same opponents in Rivals and Champs, and it's like, I don't have any special, like, this is what I'm doing that I can explain to all of you. Anyway, I've actually waffled on longer than I meant to before saying happy holidays. It is a holiday season. I hope you all have a good, whatever it is that you celebrate. This is a global channel, so tons of different holidays around this time of season, but whatever it is, I hope you and your family take care. Have a good one. Good food, good celebrations, good gifts, and all that stuff, right? And don't let this game weigh you down during the season. It should be a happy time of year, of course. I'll try to be social, try to be out there with friends and family and all that stuff. So I'm also taking a bit of a break from just kind of uploading stuff for that. Of course, as things get a little bit busier during the holidays, but I do want to say my last live stream was probably my least favorite that I've personally put out. I was very unhappy with my performance and my behavior, not like what happens in the game. What happens in the game isn't skill-based, and that doesn't matter. It's not a reflection of me or anything. But I get really upset. Like my whole, I've talked about this before as well, but like the voice just drops and then it gets down here, and then we get like 3 failed interceptions in a row and the opponent gets 3 bounces, and I start doing like that. You start like getting really upset and yelling a little bit and all that stuff. And again, that's not what I want to put out. It's not what any of you are watching the channel for. I don't want to like suppress the emotions, but I want to make this a channel for us. This is never meant to be like an excitement or a reaction channel. Again, like, I don't want to suppress the excitement either, if that can be genuine. Like, it can be emotional. Emotions are fine. It's not about the emotions. It's just like, you know, we get upset about it, and then the rest of the stream drops in quality. You know, it's just like, oh, this one game ruins everything. And there's got to be somewhere to come back, and there's got to be some way to appreciate the moment as well of, yeah, I lost this match, but hopefully there was something in that match I did that was nice to kind of celebrate as well. Like, at least we got this nice move in this one, even if the opponent did 3 touchline cutback, counterattack, 4-5-1 spam kind of things, then like we went up the pitch and got our own thing to work. But that also in and of itself is why this is my least favorite FIFA, because doing the just getting the ball back and going, this is the time where I get to do like my own thing. I can put aside whatever the opponent was doing on their attack, and I can try to do something nice myself. Whenever I get the ball, this year is the hardest. It's basically impossible. It's nigh impossible. It's the hardest year we've ever had to just get the ball and do something nice with. And I want to see if I can pull this up genuinely. I've not done any research. I've not looked. What I want to do is look at my most recent live stream for 26, pull up a completely random live stream for 25, and a completely random one for 24. And I just want to show you what I'm talking about for here. And then I want to talk to you about like how this game started and how few things they needed to fix, and then where this game is at now and how many things they need to fix, because like we didn't have that tough of a beginning of the year, right? There were so many things. Not so many things. There were so many things that were like okay about it. It wasn't a perfect game. It was like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, but for an EA title, it was like a 9 out of 10, right? We're like, okay, this is a good base. There's a lot of little tweaks that kind of need adjusted, but there's only like 4 big things, kickoffs and corners and that kind of stuff. We're going to get to this. But where we are now is just like the things EA have to do to fix this game from where it is are massive. It's the biggest like fix they would ever need to do, as far as I can tell. Like last year we got a January patch that was massive, and it felt like it really changed the game for like a week or 2, and then it felt like the same game after that, which was really weird. But anyway, what I want to point out, let's see if I can get this to kind of exemplify what I'm showing, or what I mean. So we're just going to jump to a random. I've not seen this clip at all, like, or been around here at all. So I'm just going to jump to a completely random clip. I've not seen this yet. This is from my last weekend. Let's just take a look at what's going on here. So, skill move. Oh, we get lucky to get it back. So any decent, like, Vanderdonk runs into a marked area, doesn't make any creative run. He's offside for some reason. He's not going to get anywhere that's actually accessible, completely marked. He's not able to run inside of the fullback enough, like he barely makes the move. Of course, VVD is like in the way there. Tygo, Playmaker ++, like 94 attack positioning, is just completely marked as well. Nothing going on there. Koto, useless. Alba, somehow on the opposite. Like, Koto's on the upside side of the pitch, but it's determined that his wingback role is allowed to get forward. I think I'm on wingback this weekend. He's allowed to get forward, but Alba isn't, so whatever's going on there. Like, no creativity in this move whatsoever. And then the opponent gets the ball, and what's going to happen? Like, again, I haven't seen this clip. I assume it's just the easiest counter ever. I mean, yeah, like, just... There are two things I can do here, of course. I can choose to not pressure this with Alba, in which case it's just a 2v2 later down the pitch, and I guarantee, like, I give them 30 yards of space for free. Or I give them more space in another way, but I get a slight chance to win the ball back up the pitch, and now it's a 2v1 instead of a 2v2 if they get through. So it's a risk either way. You can criticize me for stepping up. I lose here no matter what. There is no successful defensive position from here. And I don't know how to fix it. Like, I can get a... Like, I can put deep line playmaker on Tygo on my left center mid here. That doesn't fix it, though. I still get in these situations. I can put holding. I still get in these situations. I can put, like, a left mid on... I guess I haven't done this. I could put a left mid on, like, wide midfielder or something and just get a defensive wide role there. But then I'm attacking with a striker and nobody else, right? So it's like... Just guarantee counterattacks every single time. This is a frustrating thing about the role system. Somehow, like, the wide players are both too successful at defense, despite him not being on defense at all, and then also way too strong in the counterattack. They need to be, like, a little out of position, so they take a little time to get in the spot for counters. It's a player lock into... Okay, we get the interception. Lucky there on the incisive plus, and of course I'm probably going to get through for free here. This is both somehow, again, the... Oh, we'll get through. Am I going to score from this? Yeah, despite the slide tackle. I mean, it's just like... I either score from this counter, though, or I don't score on this move. Like, if I slow it down at all, then the rest of their team has gotten back, and there's no scoring on this. But the point I'm making here is, like, it's both... It's somehow really, really easy to get out of pressure this year. This is a big thing for me. It's one of the easiest years we've ever had to keep, like, the ball successfully with the back line. Passes are pretty strong, even when you don't have the passing play styles, when you're up against players who don't have the intercept ones, right? So, like, my opponent's Iniesta, Nico Williams, Pedro Neto, whoever's up top for him, right? Like, those players aren't going to get the ball back, no matter who my defensive, like, players are with their passing stats, whatever they are. They're not going to win the ball back, so I get the ball up the pitch for free. And, like, it should be. I just won the ball back. I don't want to be under immediate stress, and stress is going to be, like, the key word of today's video. But, like, if they're not... And what happens here? Because the only reason this run gets made from Duranville, despite his 99 attack positioning, despite his advanced forward plus, the only reason this is successful is because he's second man pressed with VVD. If he actually keeps his backline here, I don't score. Like, I lose possession here. There's no chance of me almost getting a shot off of this move. There's almost no chance whatsoever I actually result in a situation that's good enough to take a shot from this move, if he just keeps his backline the way it is. But nope, he second man presses with a VVD, and that one center back being out of position means I can make a good run for once, and I go ahead and score. And that's it. Either your opponent makes a mistake and pulls somebody out, or there is no scoring this year. But I want to see if there's maybe in this game or not. Let's see here. Like, the build-up's so uncreative. Everybody's just kind of saying, even in the situation like, oh, Koto's actually kind of swapped with Danny Diaz. Like, everybody else is just so robotic. They're exactly where they're supposed to be and not actually doing anything with that, though, not running off of each other, not doing anything creative. It's not like Koto is pulling this defender wide for Duranville to do something here, for Newerton to move up there, for, like, Tygo to go out wide. There's no rotations like that or anything, of course. We've talked about this pretty extensively as of now. Like, you know, for this year's, for the movement. Like, in this situation, just a flat line on off. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? This is the best your attacking AI system can do with multiple, like, he's also 96 attack positioning or something. He's 99. I don't know what she is. Danny Diaz is like 93. And this shape is supposed to result in just a 3-2, like, completely flat here. Like, where do you want me to go? I can fix this with a player lock, I suppose, but I shouldn't have to, yeah. But again, this is somehow, and, like, he's going to get the ball and just up the pitch immediately. Oh, there you go. He genuinely almost scores from, what is this, 2 passes? 3 passes? Of, like, what did I do wrong here on defense to almost concede? I don't even feel like I made that. My mistake of dragging somebody out of position. If I had a flat back four, it'd be fine. If I played double fullback, if he was fullback and he was fullback, then I wouldn't be conceding this chance. So, like, my mistake... Oops, excuse me. I didn't know that could happen. Excuse me. My mistake was... Nice initial D thing down there. My mistake in this move was exclusively the roles that I put on my players, not anything I did on defense, but essentially using wingbacks puts me in the same defensive error position as it did with my opponent manual or second man pressing VVD out of position, right? Where is his player image? Forlan's there, but for some reason, I just switched to Ellie. Maybe it's like a glitch between swapping between them. Whatever. I mean, that doesn't matter. There's 1 frame or 2 frames where the image of the player disappears. Whatever. That doesn't matter. I was just confused. Yeah, I mean... Okay, what's going to happen here? We'll get through almost for free, I'm sure. And, like, he's actually got some decent pressure here, but as soon as I escape it, we're going to get up to, like, the center of the pitch immediately. Yeah, it's like, I don't mind this. I don't mind having to do this at all. I don't mind putting a little bit of work on into defense. As long as there's a benefit getting forward to offense. If you've got this press, like he's got 5 full players up the pitch that I just got through. But if for some reason my offensive line, like there's, oh my word. I know this is Van de Donk space. I understand that. But the fact that there is like 40 yards or something of space here that none of my players are smart enough to be able to occupy, and eventually Van de Donk runs in here, for no benefit. Like, think about it in real life. If you get through 5 players of an opponent's press, you are like gunning for offense. You can get forward so quickly, but I get through 5 of theirs for literally no benefit. Like, I get up here, Danny Diaz is walking, there's no movement, like nothing here at all, and then he blows his nose apparently. I don't know what that little animation from him is, but anyway. It's so static. There's nothing going on with the AI. They're all exactly in their positions as they're supposed to be. I get something from just Alba making an overlap, but like the one run that gets made is something that lets me do something, but nobody else has made a run this one. Danny, where are you going? Again, I don't mind this if Danny Diaz is pulling the fullback out of position for somebody else to get in there, but he's just running offside. This is nothing. This is nothing, EA. You want me to player lock to fix this? By the time I player lock to him and move him manually where he should be, I'm getting tackled by Ibrahim Sangare here. Like, there's no success there. So we're just stuck. I'm going to have to try to do some dribbling here, and we fail. And pass it right back to me, and watch me go score from this or something. Julien Dranville, a little bit of magic. We'll get the finesse. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm going to score there. But, like, and this is a bad example, too. Like I said, I just went to a random game. He is in this back 6 and then front 4. The front 4 is on, like, attacking roles or something, so they're not getting back at all. So this is easy. It's easier to attack against this back 6 than it is against, like, the back 9 or back 10 sometimes, or the 4-5-1. But my point being here, how I feel about this game is either it's, like, really, really easy, you get that one counterattack, and you're in that situation with... Let me pull it up on the tactics board. I didn't expect this video to go this long, but I guess I'm, you know, a rant channel now that does the Inception style hour-long rants at this point. Who knows how long this video could be. But, like, either you are... Let's show it here. So I'll be the yellow team, the opponent's going to be the red. Kind of like that usually, I think. Depending on where that midfielder is, like it can vary what happens, but either you're like in this situation and there's nothing for the opponent to do, and you're just kind of like, oh, everybody's marked, there's no runs that's going to be made, and it's just easy from here. There's no defending I need to do. I just need to keep everybody in position. Or it's more like this. My players just kind of happen to be out of position this time. It's like on a counterattack. And essentially you get in the spot where it's just like a 3-on-1. Like, you get to this position, like, you can't pull him out, because if this run gets made, then you're done for. So he's got to stay, like, in the center back spot. There's normally normally the fullback, because people use fullback defense, so not that player up there, but normally you get, like, that shape. And it's literally just a 3-on-1. So every single counter, either I lose the ball quick enough before my team can get up the pitch, in which case, like, my players are just kind of in their default spots as the defensive shape. They've not moved out of those positions to go attack yet. And so I just, like, you know, they get the ball back, but I'm in shape. It's easy enough to defend from there, right? Or they get forward a little bit, and then your opponent counters way before your players can get back. and you're just in a guaranteed 3-on-1. Like every single time. This is the opponent's left mid, this is the opponent's left center mid, whatever their wide player, whatever their widest center mid on that side is, and the striker. 3-on-1, there's no defending this. Everybody knows what happens here. There's going to be some through ball eventually. It doesn't matter how it happens. Either you like hard commit to defending the striker, this through ball gets here. Either you step up to try to guard the midfielder, you can just get this triangle here, easy ball down the line. Or you just try to stay here and eventually they'll just like put it through to the striker and it's free. And this happens every single attack. Or, again, like it's one or the other. So this is either the easiest year we've ever had to keep possession, to get the ball out of the back. This is also the easiest year, I want to say, to keep the ball around the back in like the 80th minute, or even the absolute rats who want to do it at like the 60th minute and just keep the ball the rest of the game. Like, if you want to try to keep the ball from the 60th to the 90th, if you did want to do that for whatever reason, you shouldn't. But if you did, this would be the easiest year ever to try that. It's been hard some of the other years, like just trying to get the ball back from that kind of thing. But this is, without a doubt, the easiest year it is to keep that kind of thing. Your own team cannot press in that way. There's just nothing to make them do at all to get that ball back if they want to keep it, right? Nothing you can do. But, again, I don't mind that because I don't want stress in every single situation. And this is the thing for me with this game. It's the stress. We're going to talk about that again over and over this video. But, either it's just easy enough to defend where everything happens to work, or you're in a 3v1 and they get down the pitch all the way every single time. And of course, this is the most dangerous spot on the pitch for it to be, and that's the easiest thing to do. I hate, my problem with what Trivellas were in the past years was always that it's just too easy to get in those spots. I understand people who say it's a punishment for parking the bus, where at least you can get to the top of the box and you can't really get any further than that, but you can do your little shot from there and whatever. But it's too easy to get in those areas. It's not rewarding enough because you haven't actually broken somebody down. So my problem with that is just it's easier to get here to do that Trivella than it is to get here. Why is a shot from here a 50% chance to go in, but a shot from here is a 70% chance? That's all I say. If this was a 30, a 40% chance, there'd be something we could talk about that in that case. But this being a more beneficial spot to get into than here is what's wild. Same thing this year. What's the hardest thing possible to do? Get the ball down the center of the pitch. Is the hardest thing to do in this game. Any kind of central movement. Again, unless it's that one counterattack. And this is the hardest spot to get in the game. It's also basically the least rewarding. It's the most likely to get blocked. It's where all the pressure happens from the defense. It's where the defensive AI is really strong. Defensive AI is weakest out here. Defensive AI is weakest. Also, attacking AI is strongest. That's when, the only times when you saw the movement with Danny Diaz out here as the winger, just not making any movement, right? That happens if the ball's here. Then Danny won't do anything at all. He'll just be stuck out here. But if you get the ball on the wing, you actually get a little bit of movement from him. For whatever reason, that happens when the ball's here. It can't happen when you're making a run off of somebody else and they're just going to be super static. If you got the ball here, he's going to be no, I can't get here because then I'm standing in his way. I'm basically defending my own player at that case, right? I'm not going to be here for any kind of, what's a good, the Jack Wilshere, I don't even know if it won Puskás that year, but it's who was it? Wilshere to somebody, to Wilshere to somebody, to Giroud to somebody, or Giroud back to Wilshere, and a bunch of back heels and flicks and an aerial flick, and then Wilshere just taps it in for it's one of the silkiest goals of all time, right? But that's because all the Arsenal players get here and here and here and just do a little, what's a good word? It's building blocks through each other. It's a puzzle. As you're just connecting with one another and just walking through as you do these little connections. It's impossible in FIFA because the role system doesn't allow for it, right? We all know how that works. But what I just want to say, so let's maybe get a more difficult game than this. Somebody who's got, your more standard defensive shape. Let's see the progression. I'm probably conceding that I didn't somehow. He was offside. I don't know if they're going to get through for free here. There's just no winning the ball back on top of the pitch. Oh, we do it with a slide tackle. Danny stuck out wide. Newton only goes to the middle because that's a manually cued run. I'm not quite getting the example I meant here. It's not up the pitch. I do want the ball a little bit further back. That's just a free counterattack. I want the ball in my own box. This is... Oh, from the free kick, maybe this will do it. Let's see. I kind of want to... I like doing this where it's like live, so you guys are getting my thought process. A couple ticky passes here. All the way back. And we're lacking for a bit. It's the offside. I mean, okay. I imagine I score this here. No, I don't. I scuff it. All right. But somehow from here, the creativity is always really lacking. Like, I only get through here again because he's manually moved somebody, and then the offside trap allows for just the right timing of things. Because he pulled his, like, again, if it's a flat back four, I don't get through here. But you pull your center back out, I can get through, right? But again, somehow, it's easy enough to keep possession, but it's so hard to do anything creative. What I want from this game is to get somewhere and feel comfortable dribbling. If I was here with a center back in a previous year, I'd be like, okay, I could dribble somebody if I needed to. I get the ball out here with Newerton. You know, any other FIFA, I'm like, you know, I can dribble from here. I can do something creative. I can do something to like shift somebody around. And then once I get past somebody, my attacking AI will go, okay, you've made a little space here. We're going to move with you. We're going to like make a little run because you made space. Now there's somewhere for us to go to. I have never been less comfortable dribbling in a situation than I have in this year. Anywhere basically in my own half. Get the ball with Duranville. A little under pressure. Okay. Back to him. I don't think it's a good example from there because we go score. And Jordy, I feel like I barely get past here. I know he's like... The explosive should give an acceleration benefit, right? But no, it's just... Who's this up against? Like Kobe Mainu? Look how fast Kobe... Like, he's literally almost where I am. Something about the pace is really off for me this year because it's like, oh, I try to get away. I've got a sprint touch and he's completely dead still here. Completely still. And I'm already sprinting. If that happens in real life, I am like blown past you. I am gone, right? He's already there. I know I'm doing a pass animation that slows me down. There's no time to dribble in those kinds of situations, right? First touch is poor. And like, I get the ball here with Duranville. Any other year, I'm like, I can turn and I can start driving into the space here. This is exactly like, not common with a striker, but if, you know, you're Musiala, you're Adel Tarabat, you're Ben Arfa, you're Ryan Cherky, you're Moussa Dembele, you're Marco Verratti, any of those types of players, they pick the ball up here, they drive, they start sprinting. They're like, I don't need to pass for a while. I'm going to dribble and let my players run around me and force the defense to drop back off, and we're going to get something from this. I get the ball here with a 92 dribbling player with press proven. I'm like, I want to get the ball away from him immediately because somebody's going to pressure me and I'm going to lose it. I don't have the ability to turn and react in time this year. Like, this guy is going to just step to me in time, or it's going to be like he presses me from behind and I have to react to that, and it's going to turn me into the center back, into Van de Ven here, and I'm just going to lose the ball because I get double teamed in that way. This year is like the easiest when, like, how do I put this? If you're in a 2v1, this is the hardest year ever. If you're in a 1, like, let's say I'm the red team here, I'm attacking as red. If I've got this 2v1, it's really, really easy. You can't defend me at all. If it's a 1v1, it's super easy for the defender. Like, what's the attacker supposed to do? There's no dribbling method that really is consistently successful here this year. Not that I can find. If you're in a 1v2, forget about it. This is impossible this year. This is absolutely impossible. And you can think like, oh, this is your fault for getting the ball in this situation. Like, you had the choice back here to, let's say it's some shape like this, right? You had the choice to try to keep the ball like successfully between these three. So maybe you call somebody short, and now you've got your 3v2, you know, because these two players aren't involved. They're keeping the back line. You try to keep the ball between these three. And that's like, okay, that's easy enough. But it's your fault for getting the ball forward to the striker and disconnecting and starting to push on forward. Now you can't really turn quick enough and get the ball back. They're too marked or whatever's happening. Like, let's say you push on forward and then this happens, so they get marked. That happens sometimes. And that's good defending. That is good defending. But this year, as soon as this happens, you're done for. There's no skill combination. There's no way to get out of this. There's nothing I can, like, the McGeady spin, the McGeady cancel is it. That's why having 5-star skills on everybody is so important for me now. Or Enforcer. Enforcer can help a little bit. But otherwise, you're just spamming a ticky and like hoping a back heel goes back here and just works for you. But I can't keep the ball in this situation at all. In any other year, if it's this 1v2, I'm like, I can delay a little bit. I can wait for somebody to get open. I'm okay here. But this year, there's so many 1v2s because you're like, the problem for me of defending with 9 players is you can't attack with 9. That's honestly one of the biggest problems, is just like, if you're doing that 4-5-1, what happens in real life? Even Arsenal. If Arsenal's like, and let's see that, like, not Arsenal versus City, because in those games they will turtle up, right? But Arsenal against Burnley, Arsenal against somebody bottom of the table, Wolves, really easy example. And they what, did they draw to Wolves, or they like barely beat Wolves, I think? But if you look at the general course of a game like that, then you've got your, like, Arsenal's getting its 2 fullbacks forward. They'll even sometimes get a center back forward, or at least a center back will drive forward on the ball. And it's going to be your Odegaards, your Rices, your playmakers a little bit deeper, who's going to Zubamendi, who's like dictating the play from, let's say the 35-yard line ish, to put it in that term, moving the ball around here and just able to dictate the play. You're holding onto the ball for maybe a minute or so at a time, just kind of shifting things around, seeing what works, seeing who's going to make a run forward. And yeah, what happens is, like, if who is this? I can't think of the Arsenal fullback at the moment. Timber. If Timber bursts forward from here, what happens? The guy on defense has to track him. You know what happens in FIFA? You send this guy forward. This guy stands here. Imagine Wolves playing Arsenal, attacking with 9 players, and Wolves defending with 8. Wolves defending with 7. It's just not going to work. You're going to concede every single attack. Arsenal's going to overrun you entirely. Part of the benefit of Arsenal, like, it's the best defense as well. Like, yeah, Wolves might get to counterattack with 1 or 2 players, only against 1 or 2, but they can't get numbers further forward than that. Their teams hold so deep. You don't have time to hold up the ball long enough to, like, transition it down the pitch, right? Not at all. So you're just kind of bursting forward with, like, somebody up top and just hoping, and it's just not going to work. Not the Wolves striker, whoever it is, against Saliba and Gabriel, or whoever, the Calafiori, whoever. Like, it's just not going to work. So this player's always going to track back, which just means Wolves have even less counterattack potential. Somehow EA have made a game where if I get the numbers advantage and I blow past that player, I get a fullback involved, I should be rewarded for getting a fullback up to defense without having him marked, without having anybody track back. You are exclusively punished. This is the least I've ever scored with my fullbacks and my CDM. They just don't get on the score sheet ever at all. This is the least I've ever assisted with them. Like, they're never anywhere near the box. There's no role I can figure that makes them work it. I can get, like, attacking wingback or inverted wingback to do it, but at the cost of output from everybody else. If I start getting, like, let's say over the course of 10 games, if I want my fullbacks to start getting numbers, I will get 5 more assists from my fullback, but 8 less from my CM. Like, the team's overall output will be worse to try to get somebody else involved. It's just not worth it at all. The roles aren't good enough. Again, they don't intermix. They don't play with each other. They don't rotate off of each other. There's nothing there. But you think, okay, I'd have a numbers advantage here from getting an additional player up and off. No, there's again, the runs aren't smart enough. They don't do anything. They stay wide. They don't get involved. This player overlapping doesn't, like, encourage your forward to make a better run. That at least happens sometimes, of, like, my winger would stay here if the fullback was here, but if the fullback overlaps, this guy moves inside. Like, what a concept. What a concept. Like, allowing somebody else to take that position so you can go somewhere else. It's incredible, EA. You should think of it. You should really think of it. It's not that hard, man. This is the simplest thing, like, in all of football. There's so many actual, like, basic coaching drills that, like, U10s can do. And, like, actual 9 and 10-year-olds can replicate better attacking AI than FIFA's able to do here, right? Or FC, whatever. But no, you're like strictly punished because your attacking AI doesn't gain any benefit from that. But anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, just to say, like, when I'm in these 2v1s or 1v2s, this is the least comfortable I've ever, like, me, the guy who like prides the channel on dribbling, who tries to put every single play, like, if this number 2 is up here, almost certainly this player has press base at least, and, like, 88 dribbling and a dribbling chemistry style boost. Like, this is not Lamine Yamal with no press and a high dribbling stat, but a hunter. Like, these are exclusively 93 dribbling cards on the chem style with good body types and all of that. Me. And I'm uncomfortable in these spots. I don't know what it's like for all of you to play this game with, like, I don't know who you've got there. I'm trying to think of, like, if I went back to Reinders now, how terrible like how terrified I'd be to be in this situations. Again, it's just like tiki-taka back heels every time and hoping. I guess that's what everybody else does, is just like get inside the plus here and just try the ball and hope it works, because then you're just terrified somebody's going to sprint you down from behind. But the point of this video was I wanted to try to go back to... I wonder how searchable this is. FC24. Let's start with 25, because that's more on the mind, I guess. New Year's stream. This is right around the time for last year, and let's see what we get. Xavi, we've got the Winter Wild Cards Mata. That's a very terrible pass from me. Mara's there. This is reviewing. So I'm reviewing myself reviewing. Let's get to an actual game clip. I've got a red card here. That's rare. What happens with a random clip selection here, huh? I had a Bellingham. I don't remember Bellingham at all. Karchawi, El Shaarawy, there's a familiar. Hierro, Mata. Got Lookman up front. Look at this. I've got space here with Mata, and what do? I utilize it. I wait for a little bit. I wait for the run to get made. It's successful. Like, I barely get by. It doesn't look like a great move. I don't remember 25 too much now. It feels so long ago already. I've got space in the... Like, I had space in the box with El Shaarawy? Is this Division 7? He's not pressing me with the center back or any of his defenders. But look at this time I've got in the box, bro. This doesn't exist this year. You are sprinted. Like, if this guy's not AI tackling me, this guy is. Or this guy's already on me just by the AI. I've got space in the box to make a pass. I know it's off a cutback, but it's not a particularly, like, standard cutback. He's also missing a fullback on this move. Let's try to get to another clip. Let's see if you know, the whole game resembles what that move was. Shaarawy would do the little step overs. I don't see like the opponent sprinting or being faster than me. They're just kind of jockeying and staying in place. And I'm like, the opponent jockeys and stays in place. If they don't move at me, I'm still scared this year. I feel like if somebody again is going to pressure me and tackle me from behind or something. I've got space here and I'm able to do things with it. It's incredible. It's actually, this looks so nice. It looks so stress-relief, and I don't want to wash over what FC25 was. This was, certainly in my mind, 26 could be no worse. 25 had to be the worst FC they've ever made. And I'm looking at this with envy, with genuine jealousy in my heart, to say, can't we all just go back to this? I've got little bits of space here. I've got pockets. Got Mata sitting on a pocket. He's just... You saw, chat, you saw, man. When I had... excuse me. Danny Diaz's movement. On that other clip we watched, right? When he just runs offside and then stands behind the fullback the whole time. Mata's standing in space. El Shaarawy's standing in space. Yeah, the other two are marked a little bit. Everybody else is open, though. And the opponent's got, like... a 4-4-1, yeah, the opponent's a 4-4-1-1 and a defensive setup looking one at that. This isn't even your 4-2-1-3, which is, yeah, defended a little different. I've got little pockets of space here, man. I feel comfortable, like, just watching this, when I've got the ball, again, like, I don't have to stress every single time. Again, that's the word for this one. I try to make a tackle in FC26, and I'm stressed. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I try to make a pass in FC26, and I just don't know if it's going to go to the right player, if it's going to register in time, what animation's going to happen. I don't know for certain, like, if the opponent's AI is just going to run in the way at the final timing. I don't know how the playstyles are going to work, because all of that feels really inconsistent. The opponent might currently be defending manually with that player, and I can go, oh, you're manually defending, so I can do something like here, because you're not going to get the benefit of the defensive AI. But if they switch at the right timing, then yeah, you're gonna get the benefit of the defensive AI. Again, I'm just watching this and going, oh, look at these little... Mata's like fairly open for a pass there. We just get away with a turn, but then El Shaarawy drops into space. This is what short passing should be. I'm not getting the benefit, and I've got the red card. It's hard. Okay, we concede. I've got the red card. It's a little bit difficult here, like for the build. I want to see what the result is in this one. Do I manage to bring this back? Oh, 3-3. Yep, ties 3-3. Oh, did they? I'm not gonna get mad over an FC. I'm not gonna get mad over a clip that happened literally 11 months ago. But that is disappointing to see. Imagine playing somebody with a red card and this is the only way you can score. Savania as well. How did I get my goal? I'm curious now. Also through ball of a kind. And that one makes more sense. He pulls, like, I do just score a through ball, but he messes up the VVD and then also pulls his other center back wide instead of dropping back or covering better. He pulls him out of the way. It should be an easy run for Lookman to make. Anyway, let's jump forward. Let me find a game without a red card. That's poor for me from Nicola Barella. Get the tackle back. Oh, that's disappointing. You do get that little bit of heaviness there too. I guess I'm in a 4. I think I was playing a 4-2-3-1 wide. 2 CDMs, 1 cam, left mid, right mid. I didn't, myself, I did not use the 4-2-1-3 at all. I have never tried it ever in any FIFA, this year or last year. The 2 years it's existed. You close down there, but like I rushed forward. I should get that one, yeah, heavy touch. Little pocket of space here with El Shaarawy. Used to step over, but whatever. Barella onto Mata. Mahrez. I can ball roll out of that. Yep, that's exactly what I would have done this year. Yeah, we lose it from a foul. I'm rushing here, but it's like there's no reason for me to rush with Barella. I've got space. He's not like able to sprint me down at all. I can turn here. This is really poor. Like I can move it down here. This is probably where the space is on this move. That's unnecessary. Get it back, luckily. Yeah, easy ball. Like, his players just aren't back enough yet. I look at this with envy, and I go, I'm playing really poorly here. How did I not utilize all of the space here more? It's just so much less stressful. I know the attacking AI last year was really disappointing as well. It's probably offside. Yeah. I was hoping to find maybe like a more clever example or something, but what we had and we didn't realize apparently is what I'm getting out of this one here. That's poor from me. Get back to the CDM, that's what I would have thought. Nice little triangle here. Mata comes short a little bit to pick up. We've actually got Dodo and Mahrez replacing each other. Mahrez stays back because Dodo's prioritized, so I actually get a little, like, creative movement out here. And I do poorly with it somehow. We're going to end this one for really shortly. I do want to look at a clip of FC24 just to see what that game looks like as well. Because 24's press, like when you were in your own half, was really tough to get through. But I feel like the rest of the game, like once you were actually on offense, it was much easier to keep the ball. I've got that little pocket. I can't do that this year, man. If I try to hold the ball with a player for more than like 2 seconds, you just lose it immediately. You just lose it immediately here. Like this would not happen, right? Again, like one of the opponent's AI would just be tracking me down here. Let's find a 24 clip. None of that's going to be what I'm looking for. I don't think I have a good way to do this. That might do it. Can I do it just under the live? What happens here? That's 6 minutes long, which is not what I'm... Okay, yeah, let's do this one. Long enough to at least get a game. I don't know what stage of the year it is, but I'll probably be able to tell by the team. Okay, it's end of the year. Yeah, I've got my Florenzi Evo. Okay, this is like the last week or two of the game, which, of course, you get your 4 playstyle pluses and all that. It's not the best example, but I am up by 3. Let's go back a little. See if we can spot one of those goals just by chance. So I'm gonna false 9 this here as well. We actually had the proper false 9. You can see Neymar. I should not have done this. I should not have done this yet. I was gonna have a nice little video of Just kind of reminiscing and contemplating on the current state. I should not have done this, man. I should not have done this. Bro. I want you to look at this chat. I want you to look at what we had and what roles have taken away from us. So to explain, again, this is the end of the year. You've got really high stats. This is footies. I've got an Evo to Florenzi. I've got an Evo to Neymar. Neymar's Press Proven Plus, Trickster Plus, Power Shot Plus, I believe. There's, I think, an Evo Dino. I forget if it's the Evo'd one or the footies one. Maybe we'll tell later in the move. You can tell based on the playstyles there. I've got a Copa America Rafinha 97 rated card with Trickster Plus. No press, but Trickster Plus was really enough this year. It was okay to just have alone. It's a 4-3-3. I forget my exact instructions. It's a false 9, 4-3-3-5. We actually had the proper false 9 this year with the center forward rather than it becoming a striker and just a role plus. Now, we didn't have roles this year. If you're newer to FIFA, we didn't have roles. We had an older tactic system where instead of roles where you get like one big category where it's like advanced forward, poacher, target forward, false 9, and then under that you might get a couple or sometimes none, but you might have a selection to make under there like build up or attack. This year it was like stay central, drift wide or balanced. It was getting behind, free roam, come short or balanced. And then it was like manual interceptions or aggressive interceptions, conservative interceptions, balanced interception. There was one other. There's one other that I do forget at the moment. But I've got like get into box for cross was my center mids, but balanced otherwise. I do have excuse me. We didn't have attacking wingbacks. We had overlap, and I'm pretty sure I had overlap on both wingbacks. Bon Pastor there. So Florenzi, left center mid, not my CDM. Sawa's my CDM. Musiala's my right CM. Florenzi's my left. I think it's Philip Lam, Konate, Blanc, and Bon Pastor. Sawa actually for the forward than Florenzi. Again, Florenzi dropped back, something you can't really do with your CMs this year. They're not creative enough to move further back than your CDM. Neymar, my center forward. On the actual false 9, not a role what it was this year, but it was a tactic thing you could select on him. Look at him false 9ing. This is not a 4-3-3 right now. You would not think this is a 4-3-3. This is still a 4-3-3. This is my right wing and my left wing, but it looks like a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. But the system actually allowed for that. The false 9 actually moved into the scam spot, able to help in the build-up, and then he will get involved later on in the move. Got Rafinha and Dino, and dude, Dino actually looks like a center. He's not even like a right striker, like I was saying with that 4-1-2-1-2. He's actually moved so central in the park that he looks like a genuine single striker, not a double striker, a single. After Musiala, Rafinha and Neymar have now swapped. Rafinha just like stays around where I moved from. He doesn't need to run back. Like if you do this with him in 26 right now, you make this pass with him from the center of the park, he will sprint back here immediately. But since Rafinha's dropped off, it's gained a little bit of space for Neymar to move back into. He's going to get to a center forward spot, maybe eventually. I think he might stay out wide though. Florenzi has gone, you know what we don't have right now? Florenzi has said, we don't have a left wing. I can fix that. And moved forward. So my left center mid is now my left winger. My wingers are strikers. My center forward is actually being like a center mid right now. Bon Pastor is holding the width out wide. We will get her involved. We've got a little bit of rotation here as well. Again, Florenzi's my furthest forward player. Get the overlap to Bon Pastor. Now Neymar is staying back here. He's actually behind my center mid. And look, bro. Rafinha and Dean. This is what made me lose my mind. Do you remember that reaction I had like 2 minutes ago? Look at Rafinha and Dino. They swap. Again, Rafinha is my left wing. And I actually score a goal with him from the right side. That has happened maybe once or twice for me this whole year. And I found one completely random, one clip from FC24. And they have done it immediately. Something I've seen once in all of 26. Once or twice. All 3 or 4 months or whatever we've had now. It's even more so now. Like, I've got a double CM pivot, but Musiala's gone. You know what? Musiala's also gone. You know what we don't have right now? A right winger. You know what I can do? Fix that and go onto the right wing / striker position. Rafinha's drifted to where you think Neymar would be this year, with what the center forward or the false nine does. Dino's moved out to left wing. They've swapped back with Florenzi. I want to see, what was the first goal we got in this one? Dude, the movement here is so... Because, like, when I complain, I need you to understand, chat. This is what we had, and this is what they have taken away from us. And I feel like it's on purpose. I don't think they want this. Because if you're good enough, you can get any players with, like, high enough attack positioning to do this for you. But now you need the rolls and the roll plus pluses, and then they still don't do anything clever. They just don't at all. Like, they're so rigid. But this year, that creativity. Okay, this is a basic, just a through ball, so we're nothing much happening here. Although, does Rafinha occupy the fullback? So Rafinha actually being wide means Frimpong, whoever this is. I don't know the fullback for it is Frimpong. Like, Frimpong's occupied by Rafinha, so he doesn't drop back all the same. That's the one thing I can kind of say for that one, but okay, we'll jump forward. Get to goal 2 here, right after halftime. Oh, that is the one we just watched, right? No, this is the other one. Let's see. Dude, literally. Oh, okay, no, this is the one. I was gonna say, this looks very familiar. That is the one we just watched. I'm sorry, chat. Where's goal 3? Score it with Dina. Looks like I won the ball higher up the pitch here. Yeah, I mean, you win it higher up the pitch. They've not had time to rotate around, but like, Florenzi's moved all the way forward. Neymar's gotten out of the way. He's actually, even on the false 9, he's done a get in behind run to kind of occupy the center back, so Florenzi gets space there. I mean, that works. Maybe I'm glazing this a little bit too much for like just kind of randomly looking at it today, but I just want to say, like, this looks so much better. This looks so much better. And not perfect again. Like, I get the bounce backs there. I don't deserve them. Am I just going to score a really basic one from here? Yeah, that's no fun. Nope. Tackle back. I mean, you kind of get the overlap from Florenzi. Move it to Rafinha. I put the ball in the air. That's, again, not a perfect game. I don't deserve to score that at all. I'm also surprised I put the ball in the air ever. Here, we got rotation again. It's right off kickoff. Look at that Neymar. Look at that Neymar card. Please give us Neymar back in FC. Bro, I mean, like, Neymar didn't even drop off himself. I'm just manually moving him back. Look at this run. That run from Rafinha actually moves all the way to the center of the park. I don't get there in time. We're still going to take advantage from it, though, right? Neymar actually replacing Rafinha at the left side. Rafinha swapped again. Well, also, what's going on with my midfielders? Because they've also swapped. Do I literally have 2 rotations here? I have 2 full rotations. Chat. Again, if we're just going through and looking at completely random clips. My center forward is at left wing. My right wing is at center forward. My left wing is at right wing. And my left center mid is also at right wing. Florenzi should be occupying this space. This is impossible. There is no role. You can't do playmaker roaming. You can't do half winger roaming. There's nothing you can do that gets your left center mid to play right wing this year. Look at what you could do with this system. That's probably the easiest goal ever to get something from, like, I don't even comment on Musiala, and he's the one who scores here. But, I mean, if you look at what the AI is doing, like, Neymar occupies 2 players, you kind of need some players over here, because I've still got 2 numbers out wide. His standard player is, like, Bobby Moore is his right center back, and he's manually moved Bobby Moore out of position, which means there's a gap here. It's not fixed by the rest of the AI. There's no, like, other center mid who goes and plays center back like they might this year. Like, the AI would just fix this for you if you manually pull somebody out of position. Sometimes this year, sometimes not. Like I said earlier on in this video, like, with the FC26 clip. It was easier to get through somebody because they manually pulled somebody out. So not necessarily, but like, again, the AI doesn't just fix it for him here. That's nice. What's going on? Florenzi is occupying the fullback, so Teo's not able to get all the way in field and guard Musiala. These two are being marked by Rafinha, so there's a little space for Musiala to get into. And what does Musiala do? He gets into it. He just goes. Because that's where he should be, not what his role says. I don't know what I've got on him, but it's not what his center mid position says. It's what the game makes sense to do here. Everybody else is doing something else, and Musiala knows how to respond to it. We score. And it might look easy, chat, but I want you all to understand, like, this is so much more skill-based. It's not just, like, there's better attacking AI so that there's going to be 2,300 goals a game. Like, just because there's better attacking AI, people don't know how to utilize this. You know, people don't pick their head up and play the game in this way. If we get this AI, like, from now, you know, all the people who play just the meta this year, they're not going to have any possible idea of what's going on here, right? Like, they're going to be, oh, where's my through balls? Where's my, like, cut to the wing and cut back? It's like, no, you've got to move around and then respond to how your team's moving, not just do the same thing every time. People aren't going to know how this works. That should have been a pen. Neymar's dropped all the way. You just can't do that. It just doesn't exist. And this is like, yeah, he's a little out of position because he went pretty far forward on the attack. But this is what I was talking about. In 2026, I can't do this. I get the ball here with Neymar and I lose it in like the next second. Like if I jump here, I feel like I'm losing the ball already. Just that little distance. Even if the opponent like puts his controller down like he did with the midfielder there. But I've got this little like pocket of time here, and then we get through. Pass just works like it did at the start of 26 when it was responsive enough. We're gonna, oh, I'm not gonna. Oh, we are gonna. It's offside. Yes, but no. But yes, but no. But yes, but no. And like immediately, just random clips, chat. And again, Dino's moved all the way across the pitch. This doesn't exist. You can't have your wingers do this anymore. And then Rafinha overlaps him. They're both in the same center line. They're both just here and also here. It's just one central line there. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. It's the holiday season. Hopefully this video made you smile. This is meant to be a nice time of year. I needed to make a video about what FC24 was for me, I guess. Oh boy. For me this year, the attacking AI is not good enough. And you feel under threat every single time you have the ball. Because anytime, I could lose it. I could just get tackled randomly from how the AI decides to pressure. And also, if the opponent gets the ball, it's the scariest thing ever every single time this year. Because once they've got it, just counterattacking like they're in your box every time. You can't stop it. It's not like... Part of why my live streams have been tough recently is that I don't have the mental fortitude to play game after game after game of what this is. I did for these past years because you get these little breaks. Because I get this space with Neymar on the ball, I can take a breather. It's like 5 seconds I get with Neymar before I need to do anything. I get a little breather, and then I get to have my fun. And that breather lets me move out the pitch, lets me like recuperate, regain my strength, and start picking my head up and looking around the pitch. It's like, okay, I'm transitioning from defense to offense. Okay, and now let's break. It's not like, I got the ball back. Go, 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 go. I need to go up the pitch because if I don't like get the ball as far forward as I possibly can immediately, if I don't do it immediately, then I am not going to be able to score for this attack. There's nothing I can do at all. There is no scoring from this move if I don't get it forward as fast as I can. And also, if I linger on the ball at all, they're going to tackle it off me. Like, they're just going to pressure me and it's game over. Like this here, like, I want to see if there's another little pocket of space here. And I've got like a very narrow formation. I'm not just like using the wings to find space. We turn away from Musiala, it's really effective. I imagine this is L1. L1 was really good this year. Yeah, I'm seeing the L1 taps on the DualSense controller. Oh, look at this turn. Can't do this year either. There's no creativity with that little move to open up space further up the pitch. Oh. Again, my left... Bro. Chat, if there's any information that has this, like, swapping around up top, please let me know. If you can do a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow with, like, advanced forward versatile to get this, please let me know. I have not tried that myself. But there's no cam equivalent to get, like, what, cam playmaker roaming. Maybe, like, you might think it does something similar. This is my left wing, my right wing, and my center forward. Rafinha's like, Rafinha's like, you know what, Barcelona? I'm tired of being a left wing. I'm going back to the right side. Lamal can go stuff it. Oh, my word. I'm going to score from this, aren't I? I don't even remember that. What am I doing? I don't even remember the skill move existing. Whoa. Whoa. This poor opponent. I have no... What am I doing at the controller? I don't remember this one at all. It's the previous version of the backwards directional nutmeg. Look at this. Again, I do want to say, it's the end of the year. It's always a little bit easier during 40s. Look at this card. Look at this card. Florenzi had a unique body type and was like 5'8" and explosive with Trickster Plus and Press Plus. Pinged in anticipate as well. Some decent like base plate, 5'5". Like this card was goated. I only had him for like 2 weeks until 25 came out. And yet this is one of like my most memorable cards of all time in FIFA for whatever reason. This guy was so good. And look at what I'm doing with my team. Can't do this year either. Like, yeah, she's a left back. These two are center backs. My left center mid starts as a right back. My right back starts as a left center mid, and I swap Modric and Florenzi. You can't do that anymore either. Some of the cards coming out recently have had like multiple roles, like positions, so at least that's kind of nice. But I'm gonna call it here. I hope this video got across what I was hoping it would get across. This year, I can't deal with stress. I'm really struggling because all I want, as the final thesis to this video, all I want is to get the ball and to go, how do I be creative with this deck? Take a little breath and just go, how to be creative? What can I do? What can I look around for? What like nice little thing can I do that actually kickstarts the offense, making these nice little moves for me? Get our little dribbles like we do here with Florenzi. But you can see in these clips, I'm not even that much of a dribbler. I think 25 really solid, like, I was, don't get me wrong, I absolutely was, but I didn't need to be. It wasn't like definitionally who I was, bar nothing. It was like, I'm going to do the right thing for the move. It's just that there's always either a dribble or a short pass. That doesn't exist this year. It's not always a dribble or a short pass that you can solve. It's you got to spam these through balls. You got to play something else. You got to get the pace and the play styles. And like in these years, I just felt like I can just get something to work playing slow no matter what. I just can't anymore. The stress is really getting to me, and just playing, like, I can hop on and play 2 games. Like, it's not like every single game bothers me, but it's just like trying to play like 8, 9, 10 in a row for weekend leagues back to back, and it just wears me down. By the time you get like, the first game should be the hardest, honestly. Games 0 through 5 when I've got the stamina, and of course, like, it's a gauntlet. Every kind of gauntlet. I'm not complaining about that. It's just like by the time you get to game 10, you're worn down. I've played 9 other game 10s of the weekend because everybody's in the 4-5-1. Everybody's got the same 11 players on the pitch, and everybody's doing the same thing. I'm just like beaten down and broken by the time I get there, and it's just so stressful. So I want these little moments. I want to just calm down, get a little space on the ball, and just go, now I can do something nice. Like the stress of the opponent attacking is over. I get my little like break to switch from one mode to the other, and then we start attacking. It just doesn't exist. You can't do that this year. And I win the ball back, and I'm as high strung as ever. This is the most I've agreed with a rant video that I've put out. Like, I'm doing this live, but I'm like, everything I put in here is some of the most important stuff I've said. Like, if there was one video that I would take of mine and send to EA, it might be this one, because this stuff is like the top most critical like stuff of these games for me. The stress, and of course, I would add on to that inconsistent gameplay. Like, I don't talk about it because there's nothing to say about it. I'm not like, I know I'm making these videos, and Inception's like the biggest one in the community that makes those, so it's always easiest to compare to him. But I'm not like trying to do something that Inception is not by just not saying inconsistent gameplay. There's just nothing to speak on it. Like, Inception makes the video after video after video, and then his are like every single time he brings up the inconsistent gameplay, and I don't blame him for it. It's just like, you've made this video 7 times per year for the last 7 years. You've got like 49 videos of exactly this one saying the same about inconsistent gameplay. This is not me ranting about him or complaining about him or in that regard at all. I'm just saying, like, I don't bring up the inconsistent gameplay in these ones because the answer to what do you do about that is fix inconsistent gameplay. And it's just not a very interesting, like, conversational topic. So, of course, like, inconsistent gameplay needs fixed. Bounce backs needs fixed. I try to talk about the attacking AI because I've got more to say on it. But in that regard, if, like, you know, if EA brought, excuse me, EA brings Inception to the EA headquarters to talk about inconsistent gameplay, and RTFM to the headquarters to talk about like hackers or whatever you'd say about him, or Dino stepovers, Dino play, and then you bring me to the headquarters to talk about dribbling and short passing. So anyway, hopefully this has been enjoyable. Again, we'll give a nice little holiday message once again. Hopefully you have a good celebration. This was meant to be a lower stress conversational, not like ranty rant video, and yet here we are over an hour later. This is probably the longest one I've made yet. Oops. But hopefully you have enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna go take a nap. Good night, everybody.